Go ahead.
Scott, you've been through 5 days of practice now. Just tell how this team's progressing.
Today was far and away our best day as a team. I saw great enthusiasm. We had a competition day, so we kept track of every rep, offense or defense. Came right down to the end. I'm seeing guys start to get it. Guys start to understand our schemes on both sides and what we're looking for from a pace standpoint and effort standpoint. We talk all the time about setting a new standard daily and then trying to beat that standard, and we definitely had our best practice today, so it's going to be a challenge Saturday to come out and do better than that.
Why do you think they had their best practice today? Are they just, getting the concepts of the offense and the defense right?
Yeah, it's a lot of things. We're stronger. We're in better shape. After 5 practices, they understand schemes on both sides better. They're starting to understand some of the detail that makes it work, and I'm seeing a lot of improvement on both sides of the ball.
At this competition,
It came right down to the end, and the offense got a first down on the last play. So it was great to see. There's some really good things on both sides of the ball.
at this point, what would you say is more indicative of progress, the intensity out there or learning the plays?
I see a lot of things getting better. I see guys having fun. I see guys helping out one another. I see communication improving. I see our conditioning getting better, our understanding of schemes on both sides getting better. That's what spring ball's for, and I think we made a lot of strides in 5 practices.
Scott, what can you say about these junior college guys and how they pick things up, in their first 5 practices?
Yeah, I said this before, but all the new guys, the incoming freshmen that are early enrollees and the junior college guys have done a really good job as a group coming in and just kind of establishing themselves as part of the team. They've done a good job learning. They're learning at the same pace as everybody else, which is better than most situations you'd come into as one of those guys. They're learning on the same track as everybody else, and that kind of puts them on equal footing. But they've done a good job coming in and becoming part of the team.
Is it a challenge for somebody like Will at that middle backer spot where it would seem like there's so much responsibility?
We're lucky to have Will Honus. I love him as a kid and as a player. His biggest challenge, I think, is talking louder. He's kind of a quiet guy, and he'll hit you. But we got to get him running the offense and speaking up and barking out the commands to everybody and being a floor general. Everything else is going to come really natural to him.
Scott, what progress have the quarterbacks made, and has anybody stood out?
They're all doing really good things. Been happy with the quarterback group. They got the best quarterback coach in the country, and I see improvement every day. I thought we had our best practice as a quarterback group today. Every one of those guys is making plays when they get their turns, and we're trying to split up the reps evenly right now.
Are you trying to, at this point, trying to identify individual strengths with those guys, or are you just more looking at system?
Listen, as many reps as we run, we learn the strengths and the weaknesses watching the reps. And, there's some guys that can really throw it and aren't quite as good of runners, and a guy or two that can really run. And all of them need to learn to operate our offense a little better at better pace and with a quicker understanding of what's going on. And I saw a big improvement today.
Anything major injury-wise with Nick or Greg Bell?
No, nothing major. Sometimes when you push yourself past what you're used to pushing yourself, your body can break down a little bit. And that's kind of what's happening to us right now. I think these guys are working harder than they have in the past. If I went out and ran a 1-400, I'd probably lock up too. So that's good. That's going to be natural. They have a few little things, but for the most part, we've been healthy this spring. Nothing major.
Are there some other guys at that D-tackle spot that you see that you like early on that could help Nick?
Yeah, I think all those guys are getting better. Coach Dawson's doing a great job with them. I think we got some depth at that position. We just need some guys to step up and take it and be the lead guys at that position, but I'm pleased with the effort and the depth at that spot.
Hunter Miller is a redshirt freshman walk-on. He was one of some of the top. What have you seen out of Hunter as a young kid?
He's doing a great job. Hunter's one of the younger guys that I think is doing well, but there's a lot of them. We're not really concerned about who's running with which group right now. It's all about getting reps, getting the whole team better from the bottom of the roster to the top, and sooner or later that'll pay off for us. We got a long time to decide who's running with the ones and who's running with the twos.
Are there guys on the offensive line that you're finding have a better fit at positions that they haven't played in the past?
No, I think everybody's pretty much where they've been. We got some good length at tackle. The biggest thing on the offensive line is those guys are starting to get stronger. Zach's doing a great job with them, and I can see their movement getting better. I'm seeing them start to get some movement up front and get us some yards off the ball. And that all comes down to weight room. It's been that way in Lincoln, Nebraska for a long time, and we're going to keep pushing the envelope there.
You get a guy who plays with physicality like Deontay Williams. Does that rub off on other guys in that group, or what does he bring to your defensive back?
Yeah, I think we got a few guys in the DB room that like to hit, and hopefully they bring everybody along with them. I know Deontay likes to hit. Markel Dismuke is another guy that you can tell we have to hold him back a little bit. We're going to teach those guys to tackle the right way, and we're going to bring everybody else along with them.
How do you teach tackling? It was a big discussion here last year.
We had a tackling technique deal last night that I showed them. I'm passionate about that. I was a bad NFL tackler for 5 years of my NFL career until I got to Tampa, and they taught us the right way. And that's how we teach guys to tackle on the move to and through the ball carrier all the time with the right technique. We're going to work on it every single day until these guys master it. And one of the keys is we talk about playing with the desire to excel and no fear of failure. If you're going to run through a tackle and be aggressive, you're going to miss some until you get good at it. And I want guys to continue to try to make the big hit, the splash play, the impact play, instead of being afraid to go make that play and coming to balance, coming to a stop and giving up yards. So we're going to run through tackles, and the technique's going to come along as we keep working.
Y'all use one of those consultants.
A tackling consultant?
Yeah.
Hey, they pay us good money to coach. If we don't know what we're doing, then they probably need a different coach.
I want to ask you about Ryan Held. Your friendship with him goes back to when you played here. How long has this friendship lasted? What's it been like?
Yeah, I would use the word friend loosely with Coach Held. No, he and I go back to 95 when I transferred back. He was in a group of guys that I kind of gravitated to when I first came back here. They lived right over here at Claremont. He lived with Joe Horst and Matt Hunting, 2 other Nebraska kids that I had known. Ryan's more passionate about the game of football than anybody I've ever been around. In fact, there was one day at practice out here, he was a walk-on receiver, and he cut Eric Stokes, I think, and Eric got a little hurt, and Ryan was going to quit the team because he was so disturbed by it, and a couple of us went over and talked him into just staying out. We always knew he was going to be a coach. He used to draw plays on napkins at dinner. It's just something he's passionate about, and I respect him so much because the path he's taken to get here, I wouldn't have lasted. I'd be in banking or something by now if I'd have had to coach some of the places he coached. So it shows you how much he loves the game.
So you coach, you got guys like Mike Williams who took kind of a winding path here to Nebraska, but appears to have made an impression on your strength coach and maybe some other people. What do you think of
Mike came in and went to work in the weight room, and today's the first day. I think he's indicative of some other guys. I really saw him start to cut it loose today instead of having the governor on and not really being sure of where you're going and how you're doing it. I saw him just go today, and he looked like a different guy. So we need more and more guys just starting to cut it loose. I'd rather have guys make mistakes full speed than be slow and do the right thing.
Coach, in the 20 minutes that we saw, practice seemed a little bit more physical than we've seen here in the past. I guess, what's your approach in the spring on how hard you want to go?
You know, we'd always done things a certain way with the Oregon model that we took down to UCF. Coach Osborne came down to UCF and spoke to us before the year, and I knew how we practiced when I was here, but listening to him talk, back in the 90s, during the season, we'd go some live reps on Tuesday and some live reps on Wednesday. And I remember as a player thinking how that kept us so much sharper. And by the time we hit the field on game day, that wasn't as hard as Tuesday and Wednesday. We adopted that last year, and we actually went live to the ground even during the season. And I think it made a difference for us. So we need to be able to run and hit, and we need reps at it. So we're going to take some live reps this spring, and we're going to try to keep the guys healthy. But, hey, we need to learn how to be physical.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.